The monkey king, upon seeing Master Subodhi, immediately prostrated and exclaimed, "Master, how I searched for you! I come from the distant flower and fruit mountain. Please accept me as your disciple. I am willing to do any task. Teach and reprimand me however you see fit. I am here to learn the Dharma from you." Master Subodhi asked, "What is your name?" "I have no name. I have no parents to name me." "I see. Please give me a name, Master," the monkey king begged. Master Subodhi replied, "All right, from now on, your last name will be Sun, and your first name will be Wukong." The monkey king now had his own name, Wukong. The very next morning, Master Subodhi arranged for Wukong to start learning basic skills. He started by learning human speech and manners, and then moved on to various chores, such as carrying water, chopping wood, cooking, doing laundry, and cleaning. He learned all sorts of household chores. Of course, he also learned to read and write, acquiring cultural knowledge, and practicing basic skills. This continued for 6 to 7 years. It was during this time that Sun Wukong learned the basics of being a person and handling various tasks. One day, Master Subodhi invited divine deities from all directions to listen to his Dharma. Sun Wukong listened with such joy and excitement that he couldn't help but dance and gesture expressively. Noticing this, Master Subodhi asked, "Wukong, you're not paying attention to my teachings. Why are you dancing around and making faces?" Wukong replied, "Master, I am so happy with what I've heard that I can't control my excitement. I am not trying to be disrespectful. It's just my nature." Master Subodhi nodded in understanding. He then said to Wukong, "You've been in my cave for 6 or 7 years now. I will now formally pass on my Dharma teachings to you. Let me introduce you to the different disciplines. Here, we practice many different kinds of Dharma, and the Tao discipline is one of them. In my teachings, there are many discipline series, the first of which is the Tao series. Within the Tao series, there are 360 different sects. Which one would you like to learn?" "Master, whatever you teach, I will learn," Wukong replied. "All right, how about I teach you the Shu technique, sex abilities? You will have the powers to summon the divine, perform spirit writing, tell fortunes, and be able to predict and dispel future disasters." Wukong asked, "Master, does it lead to immortality?" "No, it does not," Master Subodhi replied. "Then I won't learn it," Wukong said. "You're quite the picky monkey," Master Subodhi thought to himself. "All right, then, let's give you another one. How about the Lu Flow sect? In this sect, you will learn Confucianism, Buddhism, Taoism, yin-yang studies, Moism, and medicine. It involves reading scriptures, writing, and chanting." Wukong, not understanding any of it, only focused on one thing. "Will I be immortal?" "No, you will not." "Then, no, thank you." Wukong refused again. Patiently, Master Subodhi again suggested, "Then I will teach you the Jing, stillness, sect abilities. It's similar to meditation. You will be able to fast without feeling hunger, and achieve tranquility through meditation and keeping precepts, or obtain wisdom by cultivating stillness." Wukong asked again, will I gain immortality? No, you will not. Then I won't learn it. Why learn it if it doesn't lead to immortality? I'm only here to learn the way to immortality. Wukong exclaimed. Then how about I teach you the Dong motion, set techniques? You will learn alchemy and how to utilize yin and yang energies, Master Subodhi explained. Will I be immortal then? Wukong asked. No, you will not. Then I won't learn it, Wukong said, refusing yet again. Hitting the table in anger, Master Subodhi stood up and took out his disciplinary ruler. He hit Wukong on the head 3 times, saying, You monkey, you refuse everything I've proposed. What do you want me to do with you? Then, Master Subodhi returned to his room, walking away with his hands behind his back. Wukong, although having just been punished by his master, was secretly delighted. His opportunity had finally arrived. When night fell, and all the other disciples were sound asleep, Wukong was still awake, listening to the sounds of their slumber. Then, he quietly got out of bed, got dressed and tiptoed with his shoes in hand to his master's door. The door to his master's room was slightly ajar, not locked or fully closed. Peeking through the gap, Wukong saw his master on the bed, not sure if meditating or sleeping. He silently entered the room and knelt before his master's bed, whispering, Master, Master, I am here. Master Subodhi, who was sitting in meditation, stretched his legs, and instead of replying to Wukong, he said, Difficult, indeed, the Tao is most profound. Never take the alchemy golden pill lightly. Without the right person to impart the teachings, words leave the mouth only to tire and dry the tongue. Wukong was baffled, wondering, what is he talking about? Master, Master, wake up. I'm here, he said. Master Subodhi opened his eyes and saw Wukong. Why are you not asleep but have instead come here in the middle of the night? Didn't you call for me, Master? You knocked on my head 3 times yesterday, and then turned away with your hands behind your back. That was a sign for me to come find you at midnight and enter through the back door. Hearing this, the master was secretly pleased. He knew that Wukong had the skill of deep understanding, making him a great candidate for learning Dharma. What are you here for then? Master, please teach me the way to immortality, Wukong pleaded. You are fortunate, Master Subodhi said. I'm feeling generous today. I will teach you the method for immortality. Thank you, Master. And that's how Wukong began learning the art of immortality. Master Subodhi's poem, Difficult, indeed, the Tao is most profound. Never take the alchemy golden pill lightly. Without the right person to impart the teachings, words leave the mouth only to tire and dry the tongue. What does he mean by difficult? The first difficulty is actually encountering the true Dharma you wish to learn. For those who are on the path of self-cultivation, finding the right Dharma and a great master is the first difficulty. How difficult is it? It's as challenging as reaching the high heavens. The next difficulty lies in possessing the necessary foundational qualities to be able to learn the Dharma. It refers to having the stature of a chosen one, meaning you have the necessary virtues and destiny, that the heavens have chosen you to learn these profound teachings. Most people lack such favorable conditions, either because they don't have a strong spiritual foundation or sufficient virtue. Even those who wish to learn might not have enough virtue, and might not be able to bear the price of the teachings they learn. So, if your virtue is insufficient, even if I teach you, you won't understand and thus won't be able to learn. So, the difficulty of pursuing the Tao lies in these conditions. And it's the most significant and challenging barrier. Next, never take the alchemy golden pill lightly. The golden pill symbolizes the result of spiritual cultivation. It's like the pills or tablets we take in traditional medicine, believed to grant longevity or divine powers. It's made by a combination of various herbs or spells. This pill must not be taken lightly, or given to anyone who isn't the most deserving. That's the essence of this teaching. Master Subodhi expressed his joy at meeting Wukong, a highly destined individual with deep roots and excellent comprehension, through this poetic verse. It was his way of expressing his joy in finding such a deserving disciple. Wukong, under the guidance and teachings of his master, practiced diligently, and 3 years quickly passed. One day, during the teaching, Master Subodhi asked Wukong, "How's your practice coming along?" Wukong replied, "Master, I feel my understanding is getting clearer and better, and my cultivation's foundation is becoming more solid. Do not worry about me." Master Subodhi said, "Now that your foundation and understanding have improved, I feel you're almost at the stage of becoming an immortal. This is a cause for celebration. However, to become a true immortal, you must be prepared to face the inevitable 3 calamities." "What are these 3 calamities?" Wukong asked. Master Subodhi explained, "In 500 years from now, the heavenly thunder calamity will strike you. To avoid this disaster, you need to have a clear mind and true insight. If you manage to evade it, your lifespan will be as long as the heavens themselves. But if you fail, your life will be over. Then, after another 500 years, meaning 1,000 years from this moment, you will face the heavenly fire calamity. This fire is not any ordinary celestial fire, nor is it common fire from the human world. It's called bean fire. Have any of you ever heard of it? It starts burning from the Yongquan acupoint on the soles of your feet. Gradually, it burns up from the bottom of your feet, through all your internal organs until they turn to ash. Your limbs will be reduced to dust. It burns up to the crown of your head, turning your 1,000 years of cultivation into nothing but dust and illusion." Hearing this, Wukong felt a chill. "Oh my, that's terribly dangerous." "But that's not all," Master Subodhi continued. "After another 500 years, making it 1,500 years in total, you will face the heavenly wind calamity. This wind is not the ordinary wind from the 4 directions. It's called by wind. It blows in from the fontanelle at the top of your head, through all your internal organs, and then through your lower dantian, and out of your 9 orifices, causing all your flesh and bones to dissipate and dissolve. You will be reduced to nothing." Wukong was terrified. His hair stood on end. "I can't make it through all that." "Master, you must teach me how to avoid these 3 calamities." "You don't need to learn," Master Subodhi said. You are different from others. Others at this stage must avoid the 3 calamities, but you don't have to. Why don't I need to? Wukong rebutted. I'm the same as all of you. Are you just saying this because I look a bit like a monkey? I have the same facial features, 9 orifices, limbs and internal organs, like everyone else, Wukong argued. Master Subodhi replied, you look human, but you lack cheeks. Wukong replied, though I may lack cheeks, I have these cheek pouches instead. It's basically the same thing. Please teach me how to avoid these calamities. All right, Master Subodhi agreed. Do you want to learn the 36 heavenly transformations? Or the 72 earthly transformations? Wukong said, I don't really understand what they are, but I feel more is better. So, I picked 72. I'll learn that. All right, then, I will teach you the secret incantations. From that point, Wukong began learning the art of the 72 earthly transformations. I'll talk more about the 72 earthly transformations in the future. One night, while Master Subodhi and his disciples were enjoying the night scenery, Wukong said, Master, I have mastered the art of soaring through clouds. Master Subodhi replied, then demonstrate it for me. At that moment, Wukong sprang into the air, somersaulting several times, reaching a height of about 20 to 30 meters. Flipping and moving vigorously, he managed to travel a distance of about a mile and back. After watching Wukong's performance, Master Subodhi commented, somewhat unimpressed, Wukong, what kind of cloud soaring is this? This is more like cloud crawling. It's quite clumsy. I can hardly bear to watch. Let me tell you. The true cloud soaring art involves flying up onto the clouds in an instant and being able to traverse the 4 seas in a single day. Look at what you're doing. It took several flips just to get to that measly height. It's almost painful to watch. Hearing his master's words, Wukong realized right away, please teach me the true art, Master. Master Subodhi saw that Wukong, with his monkey nature, would naturally somersault when trying to soar into the clouds. Well, then, considering your physique, I will tailor my teaching to you. I'll teach you the somersault cloud. With one flip, you can travel 18,000 li in an instant. Wukong felt extremely fortunate and grateful to his master, who then imparted to him the art of the somersault cloud. Wukong learned it very quickly. The speed of the somersault cloud is incredibly fast. To give you an idea, it can traverse the entire Earth in a day. Considering the distance from Taiwan to North America across the Pacific Ocean, which takes over 10 hours by plane, how many days would it take to travel around the world? Even rockets, which are about 30 times faster than planes, would seem slow in comparison. The somersault cloud is likely even faster than a rocket. Almost instantaneous. Wukong quickly mastered this remarkable technique, which covers a great distance in an instant. His fellow disciples admired him for learning the art so quickly. They joked that he could be a delivery boy in the future. Finding a job would be easy. It was a fun thought. One day, Wukong and his fellow disciples were playing and joking around in the courtyard. Everyone said, "Wukong, Master taught you how to avoid the 3 calamities, and how to do the somersault cloud. You've learned well, haven't you?" Wukong replied, "Master taught me well, and as a disciple, I diligently practiced and got the hang of it." Everyone knew how much Master valued Wukong, and that Wukong was very hardworking and eager to learn. They all wanted him to show off his skills. So they urged him, "Come on, show us." Flattered by the applause and everyone's encouragement, Wukong thought, "Well, I might as well show a couple of tricks. We're all fellow disciples, after all, right? What do you want me to demonstrate?" "Transform into a pine tree then." With a chant of a spell, Wukong turned into a pine tree. At that moment, Master Subodhi appeared and said, "Why are you making such a racket? This is not the behavior of serious cultivators. Talking too much scatters the spirit and energy and also leads to trouble. What's all this nonsense?" One disciple said, "We asked Wukong to demonstrate his magical powers to us." At that point, Wukong, still in pine tree form, stood still and didn't dare to move. With a wave of his hand, Master Subodhi dispelled Wukong's transformation and he fell to the ground. "What are you doing?" Master Subodhi asked. Wukong replied, "They wanted to see me transform, and since we're all family, I thought I'd show them a little trick. So I transformed into a pine tree." "Master, I wasn't trying to show off. I didn't think it was a big deal. If you don't like it, I'll change my ways. I won't perform in front of others anymore." Enough excuses, monkey. After learning just a little, you've become arrogant. "You're not my disciple anymore. You may leave." Wukong responded, "Leave? And go where?" "This is my home, Master. I can't leave. Go back to where you came from." "I've learned so much from you, Master, and I am so grateful for your teachings," Wukong said. With immense gratitude in Wukong's heart, he pleaded, "Master, please don't send me away. I haven't yet repaid your kindness." Master Subodhi responded, "Repay my kindness? I'll be happy if you don't cause havoc and involve me in the future, you troublemaker. I'm telling you, once you leave here, don't claim me as your master. Don't mention our relationship. Even under threat, you must not reveal it. Understood?" But deep down, Wukong was sly and thought, "Only time will tell. Just be careful," Master Subodhi warned. "If you ever claim me as your master in any dire situation, I will flay your skin, pull out your tendons, and send your soul straight to the underworld, where you will suffer eternally with no hope of rescue. Now, leave quickly," Master Subodhi said. Wukong was puzzled as to why Master Subodhi was so furious, but he knew that he had to go. Heartbroken and sad, he said to his fellow disciples, "Take care, look after Master. We will meet again someday." Wukong really didn't want to leave, but he had no choice. With great disappointment, he left the slanting moon, 3 stars cave. Reluctantly and constantly looking back, he finally reached the edge of the mountain and took his somersault cloud back to his homeland, the flower and fruit mountain.
Why did Master Subodhi have Wukong learn household chores? And why did he do them for 6, 7 years?
This is a good question. And it also ties in with my own life experience. When I was learning Dharma, my master not only taught me cultivation, but also had me learn household chores. My experience is that learning household chores actually provides excellent training. It improves hand-eye coordination, agility, and physical dexterity. For instance, imagine carrying a bowl of hot noodle soup while navigating through a crowd and other obstacles. You can't trip or burn yourself, spill the soup, or hurt others. What does this teach? It teaches the agility of your movements, attention to detail, balance, and observational skills. And when we cook, we start to grasp the concept of controlling the heat. For those who have never cooked, the term heat control has a double meaning. In the context of cooking, heat control refers to the intensity of the flame used in cooking. If you use a low flame when high heat is required, the dish won't turn out flavorful. Conversely, if you use high heat when a low flame is needed, you might end up burning your food. Therefore, when we engage in daily household chores, we actually learn a lot. In fact, all our spiritual practices aim to help us live better lives. Spiritual practices that go beyond improving our own lives are rare. So, whether or not you can achieve great enlightenment, or become a deity or immortal is not guaranteed. However, by learning Dharma, we become more astute and capable. It enhances our life skills, as well as our organizational, management, observational, and expressive abilities. It'll also improve your operational and executive skills, as well as your credibility. All these can be improved as you learn from seemingly ordinary tasks, such as household chores.
Why did Master Subodhi secretly teach Wukong the Dharma?
To transform Wukong's ordinary life and free him from the shackles of the 6 realms. Say, for example, the person was supposed to die in an accident or during a premature birth. If this person is taught Dharma that could override his tragic fate, then this Dharma is something that cannot be bought with money. Such teachings are generally not accessible to most people. Thus, those who impart these teachings are watched over by the celestial beings. There's a saying, "The Dharma shall not be passed to a third person. The secrets of heaven must not be disclosed." So, it can't be made known to many, but only to a few destined individuals who can learn it to change their lives. This is the will of the heavens and the rule of the universe. Those few who have the chance to learn are already very fortunate, and the teachings must not be disclosed to many, or else there will be heavenly retribution.
Why did Master Subodhi tell Wukong that he must endure the 3 calamities to achieve immortality?
The term calamities is used to get Wukong prepared to accept his fate. Because he must free himself from the controls of the 5 elements, the 6 perfections, the 3 realms, and the jurisdiction of the King of Hell. Your life, your entire genetic makeup, and the intricate material structure of your life must all change. If you aspire to live as long as the heavens, an ordinary human body is considered long-lived if it reaches the age of 100. It's not made to last for millions or billions of years. Due to the structure of our ordinary human bodies, it's destined to decay in about 100 years or so. Even if you're healthy, the physical body will naturally disintegrate. So, for an ordinary person to reach such a divine state, to live as long as the sun and the moon, one must not only overcome the said 3 calamities, but also endure and brace through at least 30 great calamities on the journey to enlightenment. Only then might such a transformation, at genetic level, be possible. Only then can life be prolonged to last thousands, tens of thousands, or even millions of years, to live as long as the universe itself. Therefore, these three calamities are not just calamities, they are actually three significant events, or blessings fated to transform Wukong.
Why did Master Subodhi get so angry and expel Wukong over a seemingly trivial mistake? Like showing off his powers in front of his fellow disciples?
This is about not revealing the secrets of heaven. Master Subodhi himself is a supremely enlightened being, a person with boundless magical powers, and an immortal. He has seen Sun Wukong's life for the next 501,000 years. He already knew Wukong's fate from beginning to end. And what greater destiny awaited him. So, it can be said that he was in a hurry to send Wukong on to his next task. After bidding farewell to his master and returning to Flower and Fruit Mountain, what did Wukong do next? To find out what happens, stay tuned for the next part of the story.